Hey guys, as part of my real life series on YouTube, I was going to talk about something that really happened to me in my real life. And it's not exciting, it's kind of gross actually. It's a foot corn. Foot corn. The reason that you would buy a product like this. Dr. Scholl's one-step corn removers. So what is a foot corn? Well, I have it on this foot. Only one side of my foot has a problem. This side, perfectly fine. No problems there. This side, I have this really intense callus here, and then this new thing here, which I thought was like, I didn't know what it was. I thought it might be a wart, but it's not a wart. It's a corn. A corn and a callus are apparently the same thing. But a corn is more specific in a hard little spot, and it's like, I guess a callus is more spread out. So I was just looking at these pictures of corns, and oh my God, there's a series of pictures that are pretty gruesome, absolutely disgusting. Mine isn't as bad as these. These photos are intermixed with the occasional photo of a snake, and I don't know, other photos. But anyway, there's pretty gross what corns can look like. So I bought this stuff because I was getting, but my corn was kind of painful. It was right here, and this whole area was, I don't know. I wear really nice wide shoes. I don't wear high heel shoes. I only have it on one side, which means I must. It could be maybe it's developed from the limping that I do occasionally with the arthritis. That's possible. It's funny that my right foot's perfectly fine and my left foot has all these troubles. So I bought this stuff. There's six bandages. I just put my sixth one on today. It's been about, I've been using them over the last, I guess, 5 days. And I had two little spots here, and one of them went away. It sort of like scabbed up and popped off, and then I still have the other one. And wearing this actually just feels comforting. I can't tell if it's doing anything yet. It's sort of changing the nature of the way the thing looks. I just bet there's a better way to handle this than this. I have a feeling that it says you can get rid of this in as little as 2 treatments, but it's definitely been more than that for me. So I want to come up with some more natural way of getting rid of a corn. And duct tape works really good on warts, and warts I think are similar to corns. Oh, gross. I put duct tape on a wart once and it went away really fast. Nobody believes me, of course, because nobody believes things that are true. People are always designed to believe whatever the doctor says, or the Pleiadians, actually. I mean, the Pleiadians are the doctors, you know. Maybe the Pleiadians are behind all of this fabrication, all these lies. And people like me are part Pleiadian, part Arcturian, part whatever, from other dimensions and stuff, or Pleiadian would have to come down and rectify the situation. Say, guys, the Pleiadians have been mind-fucking you all this time, so wake up. You're being mind-fucked. Shh. You know, it's just so weird. It's like we give ourselves these bodies, we genetically engineer these bodies, and then we play Barbie in our bodies, you know. We play with our nails, and our eyes go bad, so we get glasses, and we get corns, and then we get bandages, and we put on our corn, and weird, you know, we have heart problems, and we have to go in to get surgery, and, you know, it's just like the whole society is so intensely designed with so many parts and pieces, and it's all made of plastic, you know. Plastics and metals. It's basically all made of plastics and metals, all this stuff, mixed in with whatever else is oil-based, like the creams, you know. So it's just sort of weird. You get a body, and it's like being an actor in a play, and you try on these costumes and things, and your body goes through stuff, and it all seems very real. It's the ultimate Matrix game where we're in the supercomputer. This is the supercomputer, and we're trying to figure out how to create within the rules of the supercomputer. I was talking with my son early this morning. We both share a lot of philosophical views, and he's very spiritually really advanced for his age. And he said a bunch of stuff that was really right on. And I was thinking similarly about what the planet means, what it means to be on this planet. And he was saying how, facing the, going through ups and downs is par for the course. And no matter what you choose to do with your life, you're always going to go through the up and down versions of that experience. Your personal up and down version of your experience of what you choose on this planet, what you believe to be, your karma, your dharma. And so, because we all have such a hard time creating what we really want within this realm. And, why is that? And why does it almost seem to go backwards every single time you want something? It goes the opposite. I got to get rid of these corn pictures because it's absolutely frightening. They're just plain gross. So I was sort of I had come up with this new term for this planet, which seemed to explain why it's so hard to find love here. And why when you do find love here, it seems like a bloody miracle. It's a bloody miracle that you find love here at all. And why is that? And I think it's because, some people refer to this planet as the anti-love experiment. What happens if you try to have a society or dwell in a place that goes against the love vibration? I think you pretty much get what happens here on planet Earth. All the violence and crime and greed and hatred and loathing, self-loathing, loathing of others, jealousy, revenge is the biggest driving force on this planet, I think, in a lot of ways. Against the love vibration, which is why it's next to impossible to find your true love. You're looking for true love in a sea of millions of potential people who might really, and most probably likely, will treat you like crap. At least half the time, and navigating a society based on an anti-love vibration motif. If we are love, they say, that's our home state. They say that's our natural state. If that were true, then why wouldn't we feel love on the planet more readily and more easily? And why is it that every time we do love, it somehow gets taken away? The person we love breaks up with us, or we break up with them, or somebody's heart is broken either way, right, usually? Or a husband dies, a child dies, a beloved father or grandfather. Somebody's always dying and triggering the pain of losing the love, because that would happen in a place where the vibration is anti-love, under the heading of the anti-love experiment. So this is why we're always suffering, because we're going against love on this planet, in this realm, on this vibration. So we come here, we're love, and then we come here to the planet, which is anti-love, and to experience what it would be like to experience anti-love. Like, for example, here I had this relationship that I loved, person that I loved really a lot, very deeply, and yet to think of getting screwed up all the time, and then we finally get to this place where we overcome all this negative crap, and we come back together in this moment of perfection. The way I experienced was like this perfect love moment, and then that was destroyed, because you can't hold on to the perfect love, because this is the anti-love experiment. We are dwelling in the anti-love experiment that perhaps we perpetuated on this planet somehow. We put the thing into reverse as far as creation. Maybe that's it. It's like we come down here to create, but we're under this spell of anti-creation energy, because love is the vibration of creation. So we're in anti-creation. We're the opposite. So that's why you always feel bad about yourself, or you're insecure as a child, or you're shy, or you feel awkward. Instead of feeling good about yourself, we go through these phases of feeling awkward, and then that is most commonly, you could relate the cause of that to bad parenting, or unloving parenting, or parenting that wasn't loving enough. Well, why would we have parenting that wasn't loving enough? If God is good and God is love, and He creates the universe, then why isn't there love here in abundance? Why are so many people alone and lonely and sad and feeling rejection? Why is rejection, and separation, the core vibration of our experience, until we go through all this stuff to try to get back to love. We're always trying to find love here, and it's next to impossible. And even if we have it, it doesn't last very long. Certainly doesn't last forever. You know, people get married. That's almost the kiss of death. Don't get married. Just get engaged. You know, get engaged. Keep the love alive. The engagement is literally the most romantic and most beautiful part of the whole relationship. Why is it kiss it goodbye so early on in the long relationship by getting married? I mean, okay, you can say that you know, going through stuff bonds you. Going through trials and tribulations will either bond you or break you up, you know. And you're at risk for a lot of that happening throughout your lifetime, because this is planet Earth, the anti-love experiment. So you're bound to go through experiences that involve anti-love, which is death, destruction, and feeling bad, hatred, greed, and self-loathing, you know. Poor planet. Poor planet being locked under the anti-love experiment. Maybe the planet was started out to be a storage house for information from the entire universe, you know, that it was stored here in the form of plants and animals, you know, and crystals and other things, rocks and water and vegetation. And then somehow either the whole universe is an anti-love experiment, the whole universe with all the planets inside of it, and that's why it's the bipolar and, you know, the oppositional forces, and that's why there's this 50-50 dynamic of pain and suffering versus joy and happiness, and why you rotate around between the emotions in various and sundry ways unique to yourself, and your own version of that. Or the planet was created with peace and harmony and as a library in mind, and it got taken over by negative forces. I'm not sure which one and or both. Maybe the negative forces came in and took over the entire universe, or maybe this entire universe is birthed with this anti-love experiment idea, you know, rebelling against the loving Godhead to form his own rebellious teenager world, the universe. I'm going to go do it myself. I'm moving away from home. I'm going to create my own universe, and I'm going to rule the world. You know, maybe this whole universe is designed by the rebel teen Lucifer. And maybe his nice, loving brother Jesus came along to try to save things. Or maybe the two of them are battling it out. You know how brothers are, you know, with the whole rivalry thing. Maybe it's Lucifer and Yeshua down here battling it out for power, you know. Sometimes I have to say, I swear to God, I've been getting this idea, and I've been getting this for the last couple of years, that Yeshua is actually behind the Catholic Church, you know, which would make sense. And you get two stories. You got Jesus was born, and everybody loved him, and then they killed him because they didn't want him to have power. And the Catholic Church came in and saw how popular he was, and he capitalized on it, grabbed the story, and made it about them, and got the money rolling in so they could live in fancy palaces based on the faith of Jesus. And that would be the Catholics being bad. You know, that would be the Catholics capitalizing on something that isn't there. Jesus was a Jew. How did the Christians grab it? The story, you know. Well, the Jews rejected him, so somebody had to take him. Or, if you want to get even larger out there to see what's going on here, you might say that perhaps Jesus was the one who came up with the Catholic Church and Christianity and capitalized on his own life. In which case, Jesus doesn't look all that great because of all the bad stuff the Catholic Church does. But hey, everybody's got their limit. Even good guys can turn bad when pushed. You know, loving people can turn bad if everyone treats them like crap. Maybe that's what it's like. It's like you come down here with your love vibration, your innocent love vibration. You get treated badly in every way that you can think of, to see if you can hold your love vibration. Maybe that's the test here. You know, can you hold on to your love vibration even if you're treated like crap? You know, if your brother steals your girlfriend, or your wife cheats on you with your best friend, or your sister sleeps with your boyfriend, or your husband, you know, which is the worst thing anybody could ever do, right? So, but that stuff happens. You know, all the worst stuff happens. In order to, for what? Why? Oh, because it's the anti-love experiment. Or we come here to be tested to see if we can win it, or to see if we can sustain or regain our love vibration against all odds. And it's not easy to do if anybody can do it at all. I mean, there are loving people, purely loving people here on this planet. And there are those who are well loved. You know, like my children are very well loved. So, I mean, they're not going to have a harder holding on to love because they get so much love. I had a harder time holding on to my love vibration than they will have, because I was raised in a more abusive environment than they are. So it gets better, I think, you know, with the species. And I mean, I certainly feel incredible back to my love vibration by becoming a mother, because that's when the female can click into her love vibration very quickly. And the father can too, but the mother almost more so immediately, because the baby's inside her body, so that connects her directly. The father would then love the mother and try to get in there too, so he can connect to the love vibration. I think that's what the whole sexual drive is about. It's about, you know, the two trying to connect to the love vibration through the first and second chakras, you know. So that sex drive is powerful and strong. And also, I think that there's some magical key codes. They say God created the world. Well, the woman is the one who creates. So it's a female vibration. To the Pleiades, it's the creator is a female vibration, you know, which makes a lot of sense. Nobody wants to give the female that level of power on this planet, in this society, because it feels wrong to do so somehow. It doesn't seem balanced in a weird way. Even I can see that. Like, I want to create more positive. I'd like to see this planet embrace the goddess's wisdom and the ability of the multitasking woman who loves to love, who would prefer to love than fight. I think that more of the male vibration, not all, loves to fight, because they like the friction, right, and the conflict. And what does the conflict create? You know, excitement and stimulation and challenge, and, you know, you get to test yourself, and people like to be tested. They get bored. We get bored. We probably get bored sitting around in the love vibration all the time. So we go out and play dirty in our dirty world full of anti-love vibrations, and then we go die, and then we die because it's all anti-love. You know, it's like get born and grow and then get old and die, because there's no love vibration to sustain us. We can't feel it for very long. We can't hold onto the love vibration. Sometimes we can't even find the love vibration. You know, sometimes if you get treated like crap enough by everybody in your life, you just don't feel loving. You know, I've been in that place where I'm like really, really upset with a lot of people for ways that I felt treated, and things that didn't, you know, and things that made me feel upset, and my fighting nature would fight back, and then everybody get more mad at me because I was fighting for justice, and they didn't like the way I did it or whatever. And it could go on so long that, you know, there were times I find myself literally just not feeling love vibrations for those people. You know, it's like, wow, I can't find it. You know, I mean, it's easy for me to feel love toward my children and friends and pets, but not untrained dogs. I don't feel love for those guys. Literally look at those guys with like contempt. But dogs that are untrained, that really bugs me. But anyways, that's what I'm rambling about here is, you know, we do find love here. We don't love ourselves enough, I don't think, to hold on to the vibration. And why don't we? Why don't we love ourselves more? Why is it considered bad to love yourself? Well, because it's the anti-love experiment. That's why it's bad to love yourself here. It's the suffering consciousness, We feel that we need to suffer. Why? Because that's what you do when there is no love. You suffer because you're away from yourself. If our core is love vibration, we're here separate from that, incarnated onto a planet away, still can access it, but oh, I gotta go, but I'll come back and we'll talk more about this later. Love you.